Hello again, it's Clark here at Killer Fun. I'm at dailykillersudoku.com on puzzle 1798. It's a difficulty 4. It's a greater than killer Sudoku. And I'm going to do a solve video for you here. In my solve and studying of this puzzle, I came up with 5 what I'm going to call crux steps that I think people might get stuck on. And I'll put those in the description. But hopefully either watching as I describe the solve or reading in the description, that'll help you get through any challenges you might have with this puzzle. So let's move forward. Get started. We'll fill in any of these cages that only have one combination. I think there are only these 2, this 4 cage and the 6 cage. Let's look here at this 7 cage in box 5. This 1, 3 in the column helps us out. 2, 5 are the only options there. And also in box 5, this 8 cage should also be limited by the 2, 5 in the 7 cage. So there's only one combination now that works, the 1, 7. And now that we have a 1, 7, we can resolve the 4 cage. So this is a 3 and this is a 1. All right. So that takes us to what I believe is the first crux, and it is in row 6. This cage here, it's a 3-cell cage. We use this inequality, and we see that these 3 cells must be less than 8. Now, any 3-cell cage has a minimum value of 6. It cannot be smaller than 6. So if we look here in the calculator at a 3-cell cage and give it a value of 6, the only combination is 1, 2, 3. There's only 2 possibilities if it has to be less than 8 and the minimum is 6. 1, 2, 3 will not work because of this 3. So it must be the 7 version or the 7 value of 7. So this is a 1, 2, 4. So maybe that stood out to you, maybe not, but that might have been something that caught a few. That does resolve this. That makes this a 7 and this a 1. So in this row, the remaining cells are 5, 6, 8, 9, and the 5 can be removed from this cell that's in the 5 box because of this 2, 5 into 7 cage. Again, in the 5 box, these remaining cells are 4, 6, 8, 9, and that it forms a quadruple. So I think that takes us to crux number 2 in this 22 cage. There's no 4, so we can get rid of the 4 there. And if we do if we use, well, let's see how best to explain this. This 4 box is a bit unique in that these two unlabeled two-cell cages are equal. We have a 7 here, and depending on what we choose for this outie of the 22 cage, that sets the value of these two cells. So if we were to set this to be the 9, then we would have either 5-8 or a 6-7, and that's 13. So 13 plus 7 is 20. That leaves 25 split between these two cells. Now, can't do that. We can't split 25 in half. It's 12.5, and we don't do that in Sudoku. Integers only, please. So we can get rid of the 9. So it's either a 6 or an 8, and that puts the 9 here inside box 4, in the two cells that are inside box 4. And then we can add the 5 and the 7 to that. If there's a 6, 8 here, so that's part of the 6, 7, 9. And if we use the 8, that's part of the 5, 8, 9. So to continue trying to discern what is in these cells, we have to use the 9, so it's either a 5, 9 or a 7, 9. If it's a 5, 9, that's 14. 14 plus 7, 14 plus 7 is 21, and that leaves 24 split between these two cells. So that would be 12 each. The other option, 7, 9, is 16 plus 7. That's 23, and that leaves 22 split between these two cells, and that's 11. So these are either 11s or 12s. Now, let's take a look at the calculator and see if we can sort out which it is, 12 or 11. Now, there's only 3 options for 12 cages that have two cells, and because we know there's a 9 here, we can remove this 3, 9 option, and because we have a 4 here, we can remove the 4, 8 option. Well, we need 2 12s, and Sudoku rules say that you can only have one instance of every number 1 to 9 in any given box. So 12 is not the number we're going to be using here. We're going to be using 11. So if we're using 11, it's the 7, 9. Is that right? It's the 7, 9. Okay. So these have to be 11s. We can remove the 9, the 2, 9, and the 4, 7. So these have to be either 3, 8 or 5, 6. And the 5 is out of this. It's 7, 9, which makes this the 6. All right, so 6s can be removed here. And because of this 6, the 5, 6 is out of this. And because that's 3, 8, we can get rid of 3, 8 here. And this 8 removes the 8 from that cell. All right. So now, I think I ran ahead of myself a bit. Crux number 3 was filling these 11 combinations in. So I'll make sure to add that as into the description. So what's our next step? Well, I'm going to call that crux number 4, and we're going to come over here into box 6 and look at this cage and this cage here. So we've got a 3-cell cage there in row 6. It must have a 5-6 paired with either an 8 or a 9. So if we have the 5-6, which is 11, paired with the 8, that's going to be 19. So there's the 5, 6, 8 there, if that was what we decided to do. Or if it was 20, it would be the 5, 6, 9. So those are the two options. Now, let's look at 19. So if we did a 5, 6, 8, we would take the 9 out of this. That makes this a 9, and that would resolve this here to a 4, 8, 9 triple. And what are the options for 19 with 4? So we can get rid of these combinations. We'd either have a 4, 6, 9 or a 4, 7, 8. Well, we've got a 6 in these cells, so we can't have a 6 in this cell, in these two cells. So the 4, 6, 9 option is not possible. And we have an 8 in these 3 cells, which eliminates an 8 from those 2 cells. So the 4, 7, 8 option is also not possible. So basically we don't have any options for a 3-cell cage that has a 4 in it, but not a 6 or an 8. So 19 is not the way to go, not possible. So we're going to roll things back to where we were before we started here. And we know this is the 5, 6, 9 possibility. So we're going to take the 8 out of this, and this becomes 9. And then, this becomes 8. And we'll take the 8 out of this. So what it's not going to be the 5, 9 here, and the 5, 7, 8 possibility there in this cell here, there's none of those numbers. There's not a 5, there's not a 7, there's not an 8. So this is not a combination that will work. So we can either have 3, 8, 9 or 4, 7, 9. And we've got a 9 in these 3 cells, so none of these cells can contain a 9. That forces the 9 into this cell. So this is a 9. That makes this a 4. And what do we have here? We've got a 3, 8 and a 4, 7. All right, so now we can eliminate the 3 and the 8 from this cell, and that eliminates the 3, 8, 9 as a possibility. Now the only possibility is 4, 7, 9. So let's get the 3, 8 out of here, and because of this 4, we know this is a 7, and that sets that to be a 4. So that's pretty nice. The 7 here makes that a 9, and this a 7. And let's see. Oh, we didn't clean up this 2, 5 combo. We can resolve that because of this 5, 6. So this is a 2, and this is a 5. All right. So basically, the only the only thing left in this row 4 is a 1, 2. And the only thing left here, I believe, is a 3, 8. So, there we go. We've got making some progress here, which takes us to crux number 5, sort of the last and final crux that I looked at, and that is here in box 7, this 20 cage. Well, eventually this 20 cage, but if you look here and we add all of the known cages in box 7, you come up with a 35. That means these two cells add up to 10, essentially a 10 cage. There's no 5 in a 10 cage, and here we have another 10 cage where there's not going to be a 5, and we've got a 5 cage where we can't have a 5. So that forces the 5 to be here in the 20 cage. So let's look at the combinations that include 5, 5, 6, 9, and 5, 7, 8. So we can have a 6, 9 or a 7, 8. Now, if we keep looking here at this 20 cage, well, this row overall, row 7, this 16 cage and this 20 cage add up to 36. That leaves 9 in these 3 cells. So let's dial up a 9 in our calculator. And we have a 1. So this combination without a 1 is not possible. It's either a 1, 2, 6 or a 1, 3, 5, but we know there's a 5 here. So the 1, 3, 5 is not possible. That combination is out. And where do we put our 2, 6? Well, we've got a 6 here. So this is a 2 and that is a 6. And when we look at the 16 cage, we can get rid of quite a few options. We can get rid of all the options with 1s, we can get rid of the options with 2, and we can get rid of the options with 5. And with the 6. So 3, 4, 9 is the only remaining option. 3, 4, 9. With this 6 and that 9, the 6, 9 is out of the 20 cage, and it's a 5, 7, 8 combination there. All right. So, what's next? Looks like we're going to go to box 9. So here we have box 9. This 3, 4, 9, what does it do to our 10 cage? Well, there's a 9, a 3, and a 4. So the only combination that is possible is the 2, 8. How about we take a look at this 10 cage here. This is quite limited in that we know it has a 6. The only combination that has a 6 is there. And so these two are 3, 1, and because of the 1 here, this is a 3, and this, oh, whoops. This is a 3, and this is a 1. All right, now with the 1 here, we can partially resolve this 6 cage. There's no 1 here. This is a 2, 3. That gets rid of the 2, 3 here, so we know this is a 1. Great, and if we come back to this, we're working down here in the 9 box. Oh, this 3 can also be removed from there because of the 2, 3 here. All right, so what's left over in this 9 box? I believe we've only got 5, 6, 7 here. Come on. My mouse is being a little finicky. 5, 6, 7. And the 7 can be removed from this this cell here because of this 7. All right. Let's stay down here in the bottom of the puzzle and look here in box 7. Let's try to figure out what these cells are. We'll start here. We've got a 9 here and 7, 8 here. So if we have a 2-cell 10 cage, which essentially that's what this is. If you don't recall, we added all these up and that came to 35. So this is 10. So 7 and 8 are not possible, and neither is 9. There's the 9, the 7, 8s are here. So this is a 4, 6. I don't believe we can resolve that yet. So 4, 6 pair here. In this 10 cage, 4, 6 can be taken out, as well as the 7 and 8 be option or combinations with 7 or 8 because of this 5, 7, 8 in the 20 cage. So all that's left here is a 1, 9, but we have a 1 over here, so this we know is a 9 and this is a 1. We can get rid of the 1 here, and I don't think there's anything else that can be resolved yet. So what's left for this 5 cage is 2, 3. Get rid of the 2 here. We can resolve this. This is an 8, 3 now. And this 4 can be taken out of that. So there's still a 1, 2, 4 triple, but kind of a little cleaned up. So what do we got now? So I think, no, I'm not, let's see, box. Here, because of this 3, we can set this up. So this is a 2, 3, and that resolves this. This is an 8, 2. And I think we can come up here and fix these up as well. So this is a 3 and that's an 8. This is a 1 and that's a 2. All right. So if we come down here to box 8, and there's a 3 out of that one. Anything else I missed here? 3, 1, 2, 8, 5, 6, 7. All right. So what's left here in box 8 is 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. And then let's clean things up. There's a 9 here, so there's no 9 there. We've got a 7 there, so there's no 7 here. There's a 5 there, so these 5s are removed. And there's a 9, a 4, and an 8. 9, 4, 8. So that's a little more clean. This is quite nice. This 5, 7 helps us quite a bit. We've got a triple now here in row 9. So in these cells, well, first off, we can get rid of the 6 here, which we can get rid of the 4s there, and this becomes a 6. So 5, 6, 7. So there's no 5 here. There's no 7 here. So this is an 8, 9. We can get the 8 out of those. And this is this. Get the 6 out of that. So 5, 7. So now we have a 4, 5, 7 triple here, a 5, 6, 7 triple here, an 8, 9 pair. Are any of those resolved? There's no 8, 9 up above there. So I think we're pretty fixed there for now. I don't think we're going to get any further. 4, 9, 4, 9. That would. Oh, I took the 3 out of this one. I should have taken the 4 out of it. How come you guys didn't tell me? 4, 3. All right, sorry. My bad. Oh, we can take the 3 out of this as well. The 3 came out of it from up here, so I didn't make a mistake. So the 9's out of this, and this is a 3. Okay, so we have those 4, 4, 4. Okay, great. And this 9 is out. 5, 6, 5, 6. Oh, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe that makes that an 8. Nice. All right. So I think we're going to have to move, or we get to move, up in the puzzle. So let's look into box number 1. So if we look at these two known cages, they sum to 35, which is convenient. That makes these 3 cells a 3 cage 10 cell, and there's quite a bit going on down here below. So let's try to eliminate some combinations. There's a 7 here, so this 7 is out. There's a 9 here. That doesn't help us. There's a 6 here and a 4 here. So that does help us out quite a bit. So these 3 cells are a 2, 3, 5 triple. So that helps us resolve this triple here. So this is now a 1. So this is a 4, and this is a 2. We can take this, there's a 7 here, so we can take the 7 out of that, and there's 5 up here. So this is an 8, and we can take the 8 out of that. We don't have a 5 or a 7 up above, so that needs to stay like that. All right, 2, 3, 5. So this 16 cage, what are the options? So let's get rid of anything with the 2, 3, 5 in it. So the 3s and the 2s, there's a 5 there. It looks like we've got a 1, 6, 9 and a 1, 7, 8. However, we've got some conveniently placed 8s. So everything in that row, that's an 8, and everything in this column, well, we've got an 8 in the row in the column. So the 16 cannot contain an 8. So we know this is a 1, 6, 9. Now, we got a 1, 9 here. So we can, this is a 6. And so we'll take the 6 out there. We have a 1 here. So this is a 9 and this is a 1. So what do we have left in this 19 cage? Well, the 9s are out. And there's a 5 here. So this 5 is out. So we have a 4, 7, 8. But there's a 4 here, so the 4 is out of this. And the 8 is out of that. So we have a 7 there, so let's take the 7 out of that. So 4, 8. The 6 helps us finish this. That's a 5, and that's a 6. And this is a 7, and that is a 5. So we got a 4, 8 here, 2, 3, 5, triple there. Nothing to resolve the 4, 8 or the 2, 3, 5 there to the right. Okay, so where are we here? Box 1, box 1, box 1, 1 and 2. Okay, so this is kind of cool. We can fill in, if we look at all of those known value cages, we have an interesting scenario where we've got one cell that's out of box 1 that's part of it, and one cell that's in that's not part of it. So if we look at the total of that, that's 47. What that means is that the values here are 2 more than the values here. So really what we have here is a 4, 5, 7. The 7 can be removed here, which gets rid of the 5 here. And let's see. What do we have here now in the 12 cage then? We have, well, we don't have 1s, and we don't have a 7, and we don't have a 6. So really the only option is a 3, 4, 5. So we don't have 2s. So this is a 2. And we've got a 3, 5 here. So the 5 is out of there. So 4, 3, 5. This 4 helps us down here. We didn't know what this was, but now we know that this is a 5, which helps us with this triple. This is a 7, and this is a 4. And I guess while we've got that 7, we're working on that 7. This is not a 7. Makes that a 5, 6 double. So this is not a 5. This is a 7. And because we're going to use this inequality here. So this has to be less than this. So this vertical 2-cell cage has got to be greater than this horizontal 2-cell cage. They both have a 7, they both have a 5, 6, but this one needs to be greater, so this is the 6 and this is the 5. Whoa, we are way tangented here. That's a 6. We can get rid of the 6's there, but I think that's all we can do there. And so let's wind ourselves back up to this 4. Awesome. That helps us here. This is an 8 and that's a 4. Okay. So we still have this 3, 5. We still got this 2, 3. But we can do some Sudokuing without the killer part. We've got 2's here and we've got a 2 here. So got 2's here and we've got 2's here and here. So the only possible space for a 2 is there. So what about this 19 cage? There's only one option with 2's. It's a 2, 8, 9. This is an 8, 9 pair. And the only 8's and 9's are another 8, 9 pair. So we cannot yet resolve that. All right. Any other? Oh, look at this. 3, 3. So again, with these Sudoku rules, there's got to be a 3 here. So that's a 5, which is definitely less than 12. Hallelujah. Oh, and now this 2 fixes this 2 and 3, and this 3 fixes this 5 and 3. All right, we're getting close. We're getting close to wrapping this up. All right. So here we have 8 of the 9. Looks like we're missing a 5. This is a 13 cage. It's got to be equal to this. And I don't see, what don't I see here? 6 and 7. I also don't see 6 or 7 here. So this is a 6, 7 pair, which because of this 6, we can resolve. This is a 7 and this is a 6. Okay. And we've got all of these filled in, right? So what's missing here? Man, we are down to the final stretch here. What's missing here? We're missing a 4 and a 9. We've got a 4 here. So we've got 4, 9. What are we missing here? We are missing, it's like 5 and 7. We got a 7 here, so 5, 7, and 1, 6 it looks like. So we've got a 1 here and a 6 here. So we've got a 1, 6 there. Now this 9 cleans this up, and the 5 cleans this up to a 9. And it looks like we can use this inequality here where this one needs to be greater than this one. It looks just like this one we had over here. That's kind of cool. So also this is equal to 11 plus 2. This is equal to 13. So this is a 9 and that is an 8. So if this is an 8, this one must be a 9 and this one must be an 8. There we go. So we got that one solved. Puzzle 1798, difficulty 4, greater than Killer Sudoku on dailykillersudoku.com. Hope you enjoyed that. Look in the descriptions for my Crux steps. Maybe they'll help you get it solved. But like the video, subscribe if you will, and come back and see us soon. Thanks so much.